Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the penultimate tournament of this whole thing. This is the mini qualifier for the grand final event. We have 20 participants who took places 7 and 8 from each group, and they're gonna compete to get just 4 tickets into the grand finals. So here are the participants: Settra the Imperishable, Deathmaster Snitch, Volkmar the Bloody, Tretch, Craventail, Teclis, Count Noctilus, Kasnik, Morgar, Tic-Tac-Toe, Vilge the Curseling, Kron Helibron, Lord Mazdamandi, Dehenhauen, Jatan the Black, Malekith, Grom the Paunch. And starting from the losers bracket, we have Volkmar the Grim, Marcus Wolfheart, Arkan the Black on his steed, and finally Tzarina Katarin, who barely managed to claw her way into the qualifier tournament. Let's jump into the first match and see how that goes. Alright, let's jump into the first match. This is gonna be Settra the Imperishable versus Deathmaster Snitch. Let us compare the participants. Settra has 6,000 more health, much better armor, leadership and speed, but he doesn't have enough melee attack and melee defense, and Deathmaster Snitch has more weapon strength. He doesn't have, well, he has a 60 charge bonus, so that's nice, and he has Sundering Sweeping Blade, which takes out health out of his opponents. Let's see how this match goes. Interesting match, because Deathmaster Snitch, he does a lot of damage, but I think his biggest downfall is that he doesn't have enough health and armor to last long enough to do the damage. Looks like Settra is actually taking a lot more damage from Deathmaster. He's debuffed by the Weeping Blade and the Cloak of Shadows, minus 10 melee defense. That might be very bad for Settra. Just 28 melee defense for the whole thing is just might not be enough. Looks like, well, I would say they're about equal. It says victory is in our grasp, but I wouldn't say so. It looks like a very close match between these two. Deathmaster obviously has his, this ability, the Weeping Blades that whirl around him and do a lot of damage. Settra is down to 3,500, Deathmaster Snitch is at 1,800. Looks like Settra is gonna be the first. He's going down a little bit. He can't find Deathmaster Snitch. He's just too sneaky and small. And Deathmaster Snitch goes rolling around. But percentage-wise, Deathmaster Snitch is far ahead of Settra, and Settra is almost at the same health level as Deathmaster Snitch. So let's see if he can land a few very necessary strikes for him to win this match. He's just pummeling Deathmaster Snitch around. Deathmaster Snitch is just flying around, but looks like Settra is down to 1,400. That's not good for Settra. Deathmaster Snitch, well, they're the same health levels, look at that. But Deathmaster Snitch is obviously ahead in this. His sector is down, and Settra goes down in the most spectacular way. He jumps at Deathmaster Snitch. Something flying around, I'm not sure what that is. Let's assume these are parts of the Cambrian War Sphinx that he's riding, and Deathmaster Snitch takes a victory in this match. Let's jump into the second match between these two. Again, they charge into each other, and we're gonna speed this up a little bit to just show you how that goes. Settra was running away for some reason. Deathmaster Snitch had to catch him. This one looks like it's going much worse for Settra. Settra is down to almost half health. Deathmaster Snitch is sitting at full health, landing a lot of strikes on Settra. Settra is I think that 28 melee defense is just not good enough for Settra. Settra is gonna lose this one. Deathmaster Snitch 2-0 goes to the next round. Let's look at another interesting matchup in the upper bracket. This is gonna be Jatan the Black versus Dehenhauen. Both lords charge into each other. Let us compare their stats. Jatan the Black has pretty much less of everything, but he has better melee attack, better melee defense, and he's riding the Lamasu, which means he has a lot of buffs and debuffs he can use on Dehenhauen. Let's look at that. Dehenhauen gets the Sadistic Snare, he gets, oh my god, there are so many of them, he gets the Withering, he's down, he gets an Empty Blink Foe. Dehenhauen is down to 12 melee attack, 8 melee defense. Let's speed this up and see how that goes for Dehenhauen. He's caught in a place, but Jatan the Black, despite riding the Lamasu, well, first of all, it's not armor-piercing damage. That's the first problem for the Lamasu, and Dehenhauen has a lot of armor, so might not be the best choice of mount for Jatan the Black. And he also is not really that tanky, I would say. 60 armor, 52 melee defense. He has a nice amount of health, but Dehenhauen has a lot more, and he has his own abilities, the Potent Warding that one is useless. And the Blade of the Serpent Tongue with a poison imbuement, that would be very handy, because Jatan the Black, let's speed this up, because this is going to be a very, very long match between these two. They've been fighting. Let's look at that. 5 minutes still going on. Yeah, there's not really much happening in this match. 6 minutes. Let's see if they can maybe hit the 10-minute mark. Jatan is down at 2200s. Techenhauen is at 3600s. Almost the same levels, I would say. Techenhauen has very nice damage on his Stegadon, so good for him, but very, very close match between these two. Jatan is down to 900. Techenhauen is a little bit ahead. Is that going to be enough for Techenhauen with Frenzy? And lots of other buffs that he has. He has so many you can hardly see him on this small panel. 900 versus 2100s. Jatan, everybody's missing their strikes, so yeah, they're gonna hit the 10-minute mark in this match. One of the longest matches we had so far in the tournament. So 900 versus 1700 versus 5900. Jatan the Black, is he gonna go down? He has the Obsidian Axe. No, Techenhauen is gonna take this one. Alright, so here's the second match. This time Jatan is riding the... still riding the Lamar, so maybe that is gonna work for him. Hard to say, maybe the Bale Taurus would be better, but the problem with the Bale Taurus, it has very abysmal melee defense. I think he has like 26. So I'm gonna quickly show you this match, because they last for so long, it's almost impossible to do commentary on them. They're still using his abilities. Jatan is a little bit below Techenhauen. This 130 armor might be too much for him. The guys are still punching each other. I think maybe this one is gonna go even for longer than the first one. Yeah, they're just not landing the strikes. Despite, yeah, 44 melee attack versus 32 melee defense. I thought Jatan would be landing more strikes, but looks like Techenhauen is gonna be a little bit lower in this one. 1300 versus 26. Well, it's hard to say. Maybe he is ahead. Hard to say. Very, very close match, despite horrible accuracy from both lords. They just cannot land strikes. 1000 versus 1500. Here, Techenhauen is not shooting. He's fighting like an honest combatant. Looking at you, Kugath Plague Father. This is what you should be doing. Jatan is down to 600 versus 700 for Techenhauen. Neither lord is wavering. They're fighting to the bitter end. Well, who's gonna land the first strike in the 11th minute of this matchup? Jesus Christ. Jatan takes it. Barely 1-1 for him, but yeah, what a long match. So let's look at the final match between these two, who decide who is the better fighter. This time Jatan is still running his Lamasso, which brought him luck last time, so and for some reason he just cannot charge into Techenhauen. We ran into this bug when the flying units sometimes cannot charge into the ground lords that are riding something. So let's see how this one goes. This one doesn't really seem to be going well for Jatan at all. He's down to 3600. Techenhauen is, well, I would say at 2/3 of health. Jatan is just taking a lot more damage this time, and I think this one might be the quickest match between them. So 1600 versus, yeah, I think Jatan's gonna go down in this one. So after just 7 minutes, Jatan the Black goes down 2-1 for Techenhauen. Let's look at the other matches in round 1 in the winners bracket. So Settra loses to Deathmaster. Volkmar the Bloody beats Tretch Craventail without any chances. Teclis loses to Count Noctilus, who actually, that is a fun story, because I tried using Count Noctilus on his Necrophax Colossus, and that was horrible. Necrophax Colossus is a horrible mount to use in melee. So once Count Noctilus started fighting on foot, things got much better for him. So he's next to the next round. Scousing managed to beat Morga. Tic-Tac-Toe beat Village the Cursling in 3 rounds. Kron Hellebron destroyed Lord Mazdamandi. Techenhauen, as we just saw, beat Jatan the Black. And Malekith managed to beat Grom the Paunch. So let's jump into the losers bracket, and we're gonna show you some of the interesting matches there. Let's jump into the first match. This is gonna be Volkmar the Grim versus Grom the Paunch. One of the best, the most fun orc leaders, maybe not the best. Volkmar the Grim is riding his trusty steed right now. He's using his Grand Hammer of Sigmar and Grand Shield of Faith. 20% ward, 79 melee attack, that is a lot. Grom the Paunch uses the same axe of Grom, Language of the Voice, and the Great Oon is Air. 88 melee attack, 700 weapon strength, so let's see how that goes for Grom. He does a lot of damage, but I think the problem with Grom is once his buffs are gone, he's not really that good. Volkmar is still sitting at very comfortable 79 melee attack, and not much movement in this one. They are almost stationary. Look at that. Grom is taking a lot more damage than Volkmar. Yeah, I think 40 melee attack, 35 melee defense. Not very good stats for Grom and Ali, and he doesn't have any ways to buff his melee, his defense, so maybe Volkmar is taking some advantage in that way, but Volkmar wins this match in a very easy manner, and he's also going to win the second one, so 2-0 for Volkmar, and Grom the Paunch is going to be the first one to leave the first preliminary elimination tournament. Goodbye, Grom, you had a good run, but what you showed us was not good enough. Let's jump into the match you've all been waiting for. This is Tretch Craventail versus Tzarina Katarin. She's gonna try to use the sled this time. I'm not really sure what to use because all her mounts seem to be horrible. This lets run into Tretch Craventail, who has he has a huge anti-large bonus, 94 melee defense. That is going to be hard for Tzarina Katarin. She manages to land a few strikes on Tretch Craventail, but yeah, doesn't look like things are going very good for her. 48 melee attack, 70 melee defense versus 50 and 25. She needs to be running over Tretch on her sleds, but that doesn't seem to be very useful. And Tzarina Katarin loses the first one, so let's see, maybe she can win the second one. Maybe we're gonna try a different mount. Alright, welcome to the second round between these two. This time Tzarina Katarin is riding her Frostworm, which was, I would say, one of the better mounts. When I tried to fight the Frostworm against the Warbear mount, the Frostworm managed to win against charges into Tretch Craventail, who has lucky Skull Helm, which is 40% ward save when he's losing, and plus 24 melee defense. Let's see if that's going to be enough. And Tretch has the very nice plus 25 anti-life bonus, so Tretch is at 3000 health. Tzarina Katarin, she's pummeling him around, but Tretch is not really taking that much damage. Tzarina, I would say, is almost at half health. Tretch is down to 100, and yeah, Tzarina is gonna win this one. Well done, Tzarina Katarin. Alright, let's look at the final match between these two, Tzarina Katarin versus Tretch Craventail. Who's gonna be the one to get into the next stage? He's gonna lose this one. 94 melee defense is a lot, but Tretch is he doesn't have a lot of health. I think that is one of his biggest downfalls. Tzarina has the Arcane Conduit, which is useless. She has a little bit of... She has one ability that gives him more melee defense, and 110 armor is nothing to sneeze at. She has a bonus versus large, which is not useful against Tretch, who's not large, and looks like she's taking a lot of damage in this one. She's down to 4100. Tretch is at 2800. Stand or die, yeah, plus 24 melee defense. Tzarina Katarin has a very similar ability, so they're doing a lot of damage to each other. Tretch is down 2100 versus 3400. I think this is going to be a very close match between these two. 2800 versus 1500 for Tretch. Let's speed this up a little bit. 1200 for Tretch, he's losing ground, but Tzarina is down to 2600, and Tretch is getting his. Well, is he getting it? Because he is supposed to get a buff. This one, lucky as Skull Helm, if he is losing melee combat, but it doesn't look like he is. He doesn't think he is. So, I mean, well done for you, Tretch, I guess, but Tzarina is down to 2200, Tretch is at 1200, 1700 versus 1200. What a close match, 1400 versus 1200, yeah. Anybody can get to the next stage. Let's see if Tretch is going to be better than Tzarina. He buffs himself up again to 94 melee defense. He's going to dodge all the strikes. Tzarina is using her stand your ground ability, plus 24 melee defense. Also dodging a lot of strikes from Tretch. She's already wavering. She took a lot of damage, but Tretch is also down to, yeah, he is down to 16 leadership. Almost the same health levels. Tretch is very low in leadership, and maybe this buff by our own blood, Unbreakable, is going to be enough for Tzarina to win this one. 3800, but no, Tretch barely, in a very epic manner. Look at that, he pierces the Ice Worm, and Tretch, with a 2-1 victory, gets into the next round. And as for Tzarina Katarin, who managed to fly off her seat in this match, and yeah, this is what I was talking like. Why don't you wear a seatbelt? It's just not very safe. She is flying out of this tournament. What a disappointment! I mean, very poor performance in the group, and losing in the first round to Tretch Craventail, despite having such a cool mount. Well, goodbye, Tzarina Katarin. We're gonna miss you. 2-1 for Tretch Craventail. Alright, so here are the results, and I want to do a small correction in the last match. As we just saw, Tzarina Katarin managed to win the second one and lost the third one, so it's a 2-1 for Tretch Craventail, not 2-0 as I wrote it in the table. We're gonna correct it, but all the other matches are correct. So here are the results. Grom the Paunch loses to Volkmar the Grom. Lord Mazdavani manages to beat Marcus Wolfhard. Morga beats Arkan the Black on his trusty steed, and Tretch Craventail wins a very close match against Tzarina Katarin. Let's jump into the next matches. Let's jump into the first match and see if Valkyria the Bloody can beat Deathmaster Snitch. Tretch Craventail is in the loser's bracket. She is flying around him and charging into Tretch Craventail. Let's compare these two. Yeah, not really comparison. Deathmaster Snitch has less health, more melee attack, melee defense, which might be useful against him, but Valkyria also has the where's that ability? She has an invulnerability shield that she can use, so let's see how that goes. Valkyria takes a lot of damage from Deathmaster. He's down to 2900, look at that. Deathmaster Snitch himself, though, is down to 3100. So close match between these two. Valkyria does have the invulnerability shield. She's down to 50 armor, which might be not good enough. He has Deathmaster, very close match, but she wins it for some reason. 1-0 for Valkyria. Let's jump into the second match between these two, as Valkyria again is flying into Deathmaster Snitch. She's gonna use her... let's wait for that. Wait for it. Wait for it. She's gonna charge in Deathmaster that he found. She's using her... There it is, the Demon Shield. Invulnerable, Jesus Christ, for 13 seconds. Deathmaster Snitch, just not really doing so well in this one. Valkyria takes a lot from the Whirling Blades. She's down to 2800, but Deathmaster Snitch is down to 1200 as well. He's taking a lot more damage than Valkyria, so despite doing a lot of damage to Valkyria, Deathmaster Snitch is gonna lose it. 2-0 for Valkyria. Let's jump into the next match. This is gonna be Count Noctilus on foot. On foot, he is a much better lord than when he is riding the Necrofax Colossus and he's gonna fight Scarsnake in this one. Scarsnake is, let's compare them. Count Noctilus has a lot less health, but better damage, and the Scarsnake is... yeah, well, he's not large, so that's not gonna work for him. So, Count Noctilus is gonna rely on his better stats, and he has regeneration, so that might help. Scarsnake is using a lot of his buffs, so lots of damage, bonus versus large, that's useless, and yeah, just a little bit more speed. Count Noctilus doesn't have that much going on, but he has regeneration, 45 melee attack, 60 melee defense, that is unbuffed, so very nice stats. Scarsnake doesn't have as high stats as Count Noctilus, and Scarsnake also has just 50 armor, so looks like Count Noctilus is managed to stabilize on this one after Scarsnake did a bit of damage to him while he didn't have a lot of health. He's down to 2100 though, and Scarsnake is still sitting at 4400 with his buffs, but yeah, let's see if Count Noctilus can manage to get out of this one. He's sitting at 2000 health, but Scarsnake is not regenerating. That is his big issue. And while he's not buffed, Count Noctilus, yeah, he regenerated just 200 health just now. And Scarsnake, yeah, he's taking more and more damage. He's using his buff again, that gives him a little bit more base weapon damage and armor piercing damage, but Count Noctilus is, well, let's slow this down and let's look at Count Noctilus. He's down to 1000 health, but Scarsnake is still at 2300, so Noctilus is not doing that well. He's down to 8. He's wavering his leadership down to 800, but Scarsnake is still at 2300. Let's see how that goes for Noctilus. Can he stabilize that? He is regenerating down to 1000 health already. Scarsnake cannot... while Scarsnake is unbuffed, he cannot land his strikes. Count Noctilus is again going back to 1000, and Scarsnake is also going to 1000. So very close victory. Count Noctilus is going to take this one, and the next match is going to be a 2-0 for Count Noctilus, who on foot manages to get into the next round. Let's finally look at the battle in disguise. It's going to be Tic-Tac-Toe, the Master of Disguise, versus Kron Helibron, who might also be the Master of Disguise, so let's see who does better. Tic-Tac-Toe has 1000 less health, better melee defense, a lot less weapon strength, and he doesn't have the insane buffs that Kron Helibron has. She does have a bonus versus small, that's not useful. 94 melee attack, 1000 damage. Let's see if that's going to be whether Tic-Tac-Toe can handle that. No, he's almost down to half health. Look at that, 100 melee defense, but that doesn't seem to be enough for Tic-Tac-Toe. So much damage for him, and let's speed this up a little bit. And yeah, looks like Tic-Tac-Toe doesn't really stand a chance in this one. It's gonna be a 2-0 for Kron Helibron. So here are the results in round 2. Deathmaster Snitch loses to Valkyria the Bloody, Count Noctilus loses to Skarsnik, Tic-Tac-Toe loses to Kron Hellebrand, and Malekith manages to beat Dehenhauen. In the losers bracket, Jatan the Black wins against Volkmar the Grom, who's gonna go out of this tournament. Village the Cursling loses to Lord Mazdamandi. Very surprising match, but Lord Mazdamandi is running a very beefy, I think it's a Stegodon, right? Or is it not a Stegodon? But it's a very beefy mount. So Lord Mazdamandi goes to the next round. Teclas manages to beat Morgra, and Settra the Imperishable beats Tretch Craventail, who is also out of this tournament. Let's jump into round 3. Let's jump into the first match in round 3. Count Noctilus waiting on foot against Valkyria the Bloody. Valkyria just got very unlucky, I think, in this tournament to get the 7th place in her group and go through the qualifier. It is not a very nice destiny, but she's doing very well in this match. She charges into Count Noctilus, who takes a lot of damage from her charge. She's gonna restore her leadership a little bit from flying, because as we know, the flying lords take a little bit of that. Count Noctilus seems to be taking a lot of damage in this one, and let's see it. Let's look at Valkyria. She's almost at full health. Yeah, Count Noctilus is not really landing a lot of strikes. Valkyria has a lot more melee weapon strength, almost the same level of defense, and 100 armor is nothing to see there. Despite Count Noctilus having a lot of armor-piercing damage, doesn't look like he's down to 1400. Valkyrie is almost at full health. I don't think Count Noctilus is going to take this one. This is going to be a 1-0 and then a 2-0 for Valkyria the Bloody, who goes into the next round. Let's look at another match in the upper bracket. This is going to be the Battle of the Dark Elves, Malekith versus Kron Hellebrand. As we know, Kron Hellebrand can buff herself up to insane amounts, but Malekith, he's just, well, he's good. He's tanky, he has standing ground, he has, well, what else does he have? He has, I think, some sort of debuff. Well, let's look at that. Malekith Destroyer. Let's check, maybe that will help him. Kron Hellebrand charges into Malekith, but she doesn't do that much damage, in fact. Yeah, Malekith almost took nothing from that. Kron Hellebrand is still at 94 melee attack, almost 1000 melee strength, but doesn't seem to be working on Malekith. Yeah, the Destroyer is not really a factor in this match. So let's speed this up and see if Kron Hellebrand with her buffs is going to be able to take out Malekith. Malekith is down to 4200. Kron Hellebrand was at 2500. That is, I think, one of her downfalls. She doesn't have that much health, and 38 melee defense. Yeah, that's not really that good against Malekith. So surprisingly, Malekith is gonna, despite not being a very old lord and not having many buffs, Malekith is gonna take this, and the next match is gonna be a 2-0 for Malekith. So here are the results from the upper bracket. Valkyria the Bloody beats Count Noctilus, and Kron Hellebrand loses to Malekith. So it's gonna be Valkyria against Malekith in the semifinals, and both of them qualify for the main event. Well done to both of them. And let's jump into the losers bracket. Let's jump into the first match. This is going to be Teclas against Dehenhauen. Let us compare these two. So Dehenhauen, no, we're still not comparing them. Dehenhauen has almost 3000 more health, more weapon strength, less melee attack and melee defense. But Teclas, well, he has, I would say average stats, but he has very nice potions of healing that he's going to use in this match. We're going to see them. So he has damage resistance plus 10 because, well, 10% ward save, which is very nice for Teclas. And Dehenhauen, we already saw him. And let's see if Teclas, yeah, there is the potion of Charoi, which gives him a little bit of healing and I think 40% ward save for around 9 seconds. So let's see how this match goes. And yeah, Dehenhauen is not landing a lot of strikes on Teclas. Teclas is still very tanky. In this match, Dehenhauen, despite having a lot of health, he's slowly going down. He has Frenzy, which is very useful for him because this 36 melee attack, melee defense is not very good. Teclas, 46-40, a little bit better, 50 melee attack, and he is getting poisoned, so that's not nice. But again, Potion of Charoi heals up Teclas a little bit, and looks like Dehenhauen, despite having a very powerful mount, is still missing a lot of his attacks. He's at 30, 60, 100. Teclas is down to 40-100, but Dehenhauen again is just seems to be taking a lot more strikes against Teclas, and these potions help Teclas a lot because he's not that good of a melee lord. but being able to heal just a little bit 4 times, he has 4 potions with him, is a big advantage. So Techenhauen is down to 4600, Teclis is at 3400, he's getting poisoned, but yeah, he's still fighting on. 4400 versus 3100. Can Teclis win this one? Would be very surprising to see. Let's speed this up a little bit. This is again, it's a very long matchup. Techenhauen is down to 3500, Teclis is at 2700, so percentage-wise, I would say he's winning. Let's continue. This is already going for 10 minutes, so 2400 versus 2100. Teclis, I think, is gonna be able to take this one. He's fighting Techenhauen with all his power. 1400 versus 1700. Very, very close. 1300 versus 1000 again. Teclis, well, he almost managed to do enough damage to Techenhauen so that they are at the same levels of health. Let's speed this up a little bit. 1100 versus 500 health, 1 leadership. Teclis is wavering, but is he gonna be in the match? I think no, he's gonna go down in this one. Techenhauen is gonna win the first one. Let's look at the second match between these two again, fighting in the same configuration. I'm gonna just speed this up because this is a very long match, and we already seen the abilities of both of the lords. They're not moving much; they're just slowly doing like small charges on the Phoenix and the Stegodon. And let's slow this down, see how that goes. Techen is down to 7300, Teclis has 5600. He's gonna heal up a little bit using his abilities, and 10% ward save is also very nice to have. So looks like this one, Techenhauen is down to 4200, Teclis is at 4600, so Teclis is landing much better strikes against Techenhauen in the second match. It's already 7 minutes into the match. Will Teclis be able to take it? Yeah, it looks like he will. Techenhauen is taking a lot more damage, and it's going to be 1-1 in this match. Let's see the final match between these two and see who's going to be the winner. Alright, the final match between these two. This time Techenhauen is gonna try to use his flying mouse. He has much better stats, 65 melee attack, 69 melee defense, 4800 weapon strength against Teclis, who has much lower stats on his Phoenix, but let's see how that goes. And for some reason, Techenhauen, despite having way better stats than Teclis, is taking a lot more damage. Well, he has 45 melee defense, but maybe that was his winning card. And Techenhauen looks like he didn't make the best decision. He loses to Teclis despite having much better stats in the Battle of the Liars. So it's going to be a 2-1 for Teclis. Let's look at another match in the low bracket. This is going to be Deathmaster Snitch versus Lord Mazdamundi. Lord Mazdamundi is a lot tankier, almost 60% tankier than Deathmaster Snitch. So let's see if damage or tankiness is going to win in this matchup. Both opponents charge into each other. Lord Mazdamundi has Shield over the Old Ones, which is the ward safe, and we already saw what Deathmaster Snitch can do. Let's look at what else he has. Plus 10 melee defense, that is nice, yeah, not really that many other abilities. Let's watch this match, and yeah, a lot of money. So he's slowly taking damage, he's down to half health, but so is Deathmaster Snitch. He's doing a lot of damage to Lord Mazdamundi, but he himself is not very tanky, so Lord Mazdamundi is down to 1000 health, and yeah, Deathmaster Snitch, despite lying on the ground in a horrible position, wins the first match between these two. Let's look at the second match between our combatants. This time again, both of them charge into each other, and Lord Mazdamundi manages to do a very nice charge against Deathmaster, who's down to almost 3000 health this time, and let's see how this goes. And this time, yeah, looks like Lord Mazdamundi managed to land a lot more strikes on Deathmaster Snitch. Deathmaster Snitch is down, and it's going to be 1-1 between these two. Again, I'm showing you this very quickly because these matchups are surprisingly quick compared to the last ones. Let's look at the final match between these two. Lord Mazdamundi versus Deathmaster Snitch, and again, they both charge into each other. Deathmaster Snitch manages to avoid the charge using his Whirling Blades. Lord Mazdamundi is down to 8,500 health. Not good enough for Deathmaster Snitch, he needs to do a lot more. And he's also getting poisoned. I think that might be one of the big issues that he has, because Deathmaster Snitch is all about doing damage, and poison just takes so much out of it. So Lord Master Money is at 8,000 health. Deathmaster Snitch misses a strike, misses another strike. He cannot do that. Deathmaster Snitch goes down against Lord Master Money, who goes into the next round. Here are the results from round 3 in the losers bracket. Skarsnik is gonna lose to Jatan the Black. Deathmaster Snitch, as we just saw, wins against Lord Master Money. Tehin Howen loses to Techless, and Tic-Tac-Toe manages to take Settra the Imperishable out of the tournament. So let's jump into round 4. Let's watch the first match, the battle in the skies. This time it's going to be Tic-Tac-Toe versus Techless. Comparing these stats, Tic-Tac-Toe has a lot more in everything, but Techless is almost twice as tanky, so both of them charge into each other. Let's see how that goes. Tic-Tac-Toe almost 100 in all the stats, but he's not landing the strikes for some reason on Techless. Techless, despite having only 46 melee attack, 40 melee defense, seems to be dodging all of them so far. And let's see how the battle continues. Tic-Tac-Toe is losing his buffs, and he's down to 70 and 60 melee attack, melee defense. Should be enough. Techless is 46-40. He's using one of his potions, so Techless has a chance to regenerate a little bit. And Tic-Tac-Toe, yeah, maybe his armor is very low, but despite having Master of the Skies, great buffs. It looks like he's down to Techless down to 4,400. Tic-Tac-Toe is at 2,400. Yeah, it looks like a close match between these two. 3,200 versus 2,100, and I'm not really sure what's happening. Techless is much worse in all the stats compared to Tic-Tac-Toe, but maybe the potions of healing are the ones, the things that I keep going him in this match. We'll keep watching this one. Yeah, Techless takes victory in the first match, and he's also going to take the victory in the second match between these two. Very surprising, but Tic-Tac-Toe loses to Techless, who is not even really a dedicated melee fighter in the battle in the skies. In the second match in the losers bracket, Jatan the Black is gonna lose a very surprising match to Lord Master Money, and Techless beats Tic-Tac-Toe as we just saw. So let's look at the final matches in losers bracket in round 5. It's gonna be Crown Helebron versus Lord Master Money, and Count Noctilus versus Tic-Tac-Toe. The ones who win these matches are gonna go into the grand final. So let's see how they go. Alright, Crown Helebron is again charging into Lord Master Money, goes into her rampage, but Lord Master Money tried to run away a little bit, so we had to fix that. Master Money is down to 6,500, Crown Helebron is still at full health, so looks like Master Money can heal in this one. Actually, look at that, Master Money managed to land very nice strikes. Crown Helebron is down to half health, Master Money is down to 3,700, Crown Helebron 94 melee attack, but she doesn't have a lot of defense. I think that might be Master Money's secret weapon. If he can land the strikes, he can win this match. Lord Master Money doing very well in this match against Crown Helebron out of all participants. Very surprising. 2,400 versus 1,400. Let's continue watching this one. 2,300 versus 1,000. Blood Frenzy ramping up for Crown Helebron, but is that gonna be enough? As Master Money is using his shield of the old ones, and he takes a victory against Crown Helebron. 1-1, and there's gonna be a final match between these two. Alright, the final match between Crown Master Money, Crown Master Money, yeah, that would be an instant candidate for the grand final. But Crown Helebron and Master Money again, they charge into each other. Crown Helebron manages to do a lot more damage this time to Lord Master Money, who's down to 6,500. Crown Helebron, percentage-wise, didn't take that much damage, and the battle continues. 70 melee attack versus 42 melee defense. She is definitely advantage, and let's see if Master Money, he just needs his luck to land the strikes on Crown Helebron. She's down to half health. Master Money is getting poisoned as well, not good for him, and looks like, yeah, Crown Helebron this time is landing a lot more strikes than Master Money. He's down to 2,600, Crown Helebron is at half health, and Crown Helebron wins this one 2-1 for Crown Helebron, who is gonna go into the grand final. And the final match in the qualification tournament is going to be Techless versus Count Noctilus on foot. Count Noctilus has an anti-large bonus, and he knows that Techless, there's no way Techless is going to get all of his Arcade Phoenix. Techless is just not that good of a fighter. Let's continue. Let's begin watching this battle as Techless, yeah, both of them have regeneration, so this might take a while. Count Noctilus takes a bit of damage, so does Techless. Count Noctilus is at 3,500, Techless is down to 4,800 health. Techless has his 4 potions, but Count Noctilus has infinite regeneration, so I think he's gonna be a little bit ahead in this competition, regeneration-wise. Techless is at 2,900, Count Noctis is at 3,600, doing much better than Teclis. He's down to 3,400, Teclis is down to 1,800, so in the Battle of Generations, Count Noctis is gonna take the first match. And let's jump into the next match between these two. Teclis is again charging into Count Noctis. Teclis has flaming attacks, which might help against Count Noctis, who won't be able to heal this much, but Count Noctis has, I think, much better stats. 45 melee attack, 60 melee defense, bonus versus large. Count Noctis takes a lot of damage from Teclis charging into him, but Teclis, the Count Noctis is gonna regenerate him back a little bit. Teclis is also sitting at 5,200. Very nice amount of health using his potion of Charoi, which gives him a little bit more health. Count Noctis is taking more damage against Teclis. And let's see if Teclis maybe can turn this around and win this match between these two. Teclis is doing quite a nice amount of damage against Count Noctis. He is at, again, 5,000 health. Count Noctis is down to 3,100. But yeah, it's not a quick matchup. Both of them are healing as much as they can. Count Noctis is at 2,800. Teclis is down to 4,100. So very, very close match. Maybe Teclis can actually turn this around. Count Noctis down to 2,300. Teclis is 3,800. He still has almost 1,000 and almost like 1,000 health advantage. Count Noctis though is regenerating like crazy. Let's see if he has anything else going on for him. No, it doesn't look like. Teclis is down 2,700. Count Noctis is at 2,000 health. Both of them getting pretty low. I think Teclis is out of potions at this time. He has 10% ward save, which is nice, but may not be enough for him. He's down to 1,700. Count Noctis is ahead of him finally with 2,000 health. I think Count Noctis, thanks to his bonus versus large, is just landing a lot more strikes on Teclis. And let's see how that goes. Teclis down to 900 health. Count Noctis is at 2,100. Teclis needs to do something very quickly, but no, he cannot do that. He loses this match, and Count Noctis qualifies for the grand finals. So here are all the results in this tournament. We didn't play the finals and losers round 6 and round 7 because top 4 are gonna qualify for the grand finals. So here are the results. Valkyria the Bloody, Malekith, Grom Helibron, and Count Noctis are gonna go into the grand finals, and yeah, that was an interesting tournament. Was very interesting to see Lord Mazdamandi make it that far. He almost managed to qualify, and Teclis also, who lost to Count Noctis in, well, yeah, Teclis lost to Count Noctis in round 1 and managed to make his way almost to round 6, but again was stopped by Count Noctis, his arch nemesis in this campaign. But well done, Teclis. For a caster, he did surprisingly well. But yeah, here are the players who are gonna qualify for the grand final. This was the mini qualifier, and next we're gonna see the grand final tournament with 64 lords who are going to compete to be the best lord in the game. Thank you very much for watching, and next we're going to have the grand finals.